One of the biggest things, and this specifically goes for those that went to the retreat, but also those that are like coming down from a high or not getting certain deals or maybe not closing right now, know that statistically in February, it is the toughest month for real estate. This happens across the board to everyone. But the main reason that I didn't get a speaker for this Wednesday specifically was because I really wanted everyone to challenge. I wanted to challenge everyone to focus on why you're doing real estate and what it is that your goal is and what you're doing. Because it seems like February is the lowest month in rents, in deals, in flowing. Like everyone's kind of waiting till summer or spring. So not a lot of things are happening right now, and people really let their foot off the gas. Um, but if you have a plan as to what you're going to or going through, then that's really irrelevant. Okay. So the first thing that I want you guys to get from today's call is why you're doing real estate. Okay. I don't have the time right now to go through every single one of you and like ask you individually, but you guys know why you're doing what you're doing, and you know what struggle you have next or you have left to overcome. So in the mastermind, one of the things that we did was we did a little hot seat where we talked about one of the struggles that we have. I talked about mine, about being a father and an entrepreneur, and how like that was my struggle. And then other people talked about like, wanting to do different things. But during this time, specifically right now, we've passed the New Year's resolution things. We're not quite to spring and summer when things really get heated back up again. We're really in that like February, March, like kind of coast month. Like no one would fault you if like you just kind of coasted for these next 2 months. But I would challenge you guys to really hit the ground hard right now so that you can be ahead of the game come like spring. Does that make sense? I know I got some realtors in the house. So like right now is when I would be setting up meetings left and right and just cold calling people, talking to people you've already sold houses to if they need help, or even like things like asking for reviews or things like that, right? So like right now is when I would be setting up my groundwork for come like the spring and summer season when things get really hot. Because not only is it going to get really competitive, but if you're not prepared for that wave, let's say that you cast a small net, you're going to catch. So listen to this. You are going to catch as many fish as your net allows you to. Okay. So you have to start building your net right now for as large as you think you want to go. Okay. And that means setting up systems, setting up, certain deals, or contacting people that you've prior talked to, things of that nature. And that's important because what the last thing you want to do, let me give you an example. When I did the when I did the podcast for Bigger Pockets, episode 329, I had a lot of people in my DMs talking like, oh, Felipe, like, can you show me how to do what you did? And I would show one or two people, but I kept missing a ton of people that I could have helped because I didn't have the right systems in place. So whether you're a realtor, a flipper, a wholesaler, or you just want to buy more rental properties, do you have said systems in place to do that? So what I'm trying to say is like, right now is not the point to get comfortable with what you have going on. It's the time to start building systems to grow into versus growing out of systems. Okay. For example, Leo is comfortable doing one or two property burrs and then gone to the next one. But I would challenge Leo. And when I say Leo, fill in your own name. I'm challenging Karina. I'm challenging Diana. I'm challenging Philip to put the systems in place to the next big level. Okay. So Leo's comfortable at one or two, but he needs to go ahead and start networking. Like if he's bored, I'm not saying bored, but like you have time in the day. If you've listened to the radio, podcast, Netflix, or a drive home without any noise, you have the time to call one person that can help you in your next thing. I'll get back to Leo in a second, but Diego always talks about your who, not your what. Like who holds the key to your next fill in the blank goal. Okay. So Leo needs to find out, for example, who's that next person that has high. So I have a 6-figure line of credit that I'm using with Leo and other people that I'm funding deals, but that he doesn't need to just rely on me. Leo, you should have a network of 10 people with lines of credit of 10 people with lines of credit with 6 figures or more, so that you can just plug and play your systems. Leo, if your systems can hold one or two, like how much can your systems hold, right? And then you need to start putting those things in place so you don't ever have to say no to a deal, right? Where you can handle as much as you're comfortable with. Now, I'm saying this to everyone. Like if like, Karina's a realtor, how many closings can she do a month? And what does that look like? Like she needs to go back and look at her KPIs, key point indicators, as to how she's closed her last deals, how she got those leads, and then like slam that phone in regards to that. Right. So for like Leo, I know that he's got some pretty good connections on some flips and some burrs where he can basically buy rentals with no money down of his own. Then he needs to maximize that by start making those connections, and maybe even building like an Excel sheet or a portfolio or a PowerPoint that he can just send out to hard money lenders or private money lenders and say, look, this is what I did for Felipe. This is what I did for Diego. This is what I did for these people. Are you interested in funding my next deal? And not in a way of like, oh, can I please borrow money? But in like, you're presenting them with an opportunity versus vice versa. Right. So, and that goes to everyone. I just individually spoke to Leo because he's literally like the camera's right there, but like fill in your name with this, for example, Agustina's on my screen as well. I know she's a realtor out here in Nashville. I know that she's pregnant right now, so maybe not a ton that you can be doing, but there's still something that you can be doing in regards to your realtor business, right? Maybe even right now you could be doing referrals for other people. Like, hey guys, I'm at home. I have a realtor's license. Like, what do you guys need help with? Oh, well, some of my clients need this, and she could be using PropStream to like send out, potential information to others that, hey, just send me a 20% referral. Right. So like, what is that unfair? Diego talks about this too. Like, what is that unfair advantage that you have that you need to be really maximizing right now, right before spring and summer hit? Because a lot of the real big money is going to be made in these next, like, I don't know about you guys, but like these next 7 or 8 months really make me a lot of money. And then it slows down November, December, January, February, and then it happens again. Do you guys agree with that? Does it feel like that for you guys? Like November and December and January, February kind of suck, but then like the rest of the months is when I make most of my money.